And that was the first time I ever walked off to a family of 5.
Well, beats my family of 4, that's for sure. Oh, welcome, guys. You've interrupted me and Luke in a family-friendly conversation.
You've suddenly gone all up and like doing things like this, and that's not how you were talking a second ago. You're putting on a voice.
That's how I get all my 12-year-old fans on YouTube. So, welcome to the stream, guys. So me and Luke were just prattling on there. So, obviously a few of you are in the room, so welcome. And I've got Negative Airsoft, or Luke, depending on how well you know him, or Predator, if you really know him. What are you doing, Luke? Let's say hello. What are you breaking?
Well, I'm fucking around with this Krytac that I did in the video for a video yesterday, and yeah, now the mag don't come out because it's Krytac.
Is this the buyer's remorse Krytac?
Yeah.
It looks like an SR4. Is it an SR47?
Technically, it's an SR47, yeah, but I've done some. Jesus, that is a load of shit, isn't it? For whatever reason, it's now decided that the mag doesn't want to come out.
Luke is a live. A few comments. First comment is Luke is a live stream professional. Me and Luke were talking about this the other day. I haven't actually ever seen Luke live. I watch his videos, but I've never caught one of his lives.
Every time I put a video up, if it's a half decent length video, then I normally just do it as an instant premiere. I don't tell people I'm going to do it. I just go instant premiere. The people who see it. The ones that miss out. And I chat away and I talk about anything apart from the video where possible.
I think people like it though. It's good interaction, isn't it? Oh, someone just said, is the buyer's regret increasing? I think the buyer's regret was there. Now he's thinking, I wish I've got a real tech to fucking look at this because this mag's stuck.
It really is stuck as well.
Is it worth knocking the body pin out and seeing if it's the hop unit and that stupid little hop spring?
No, because the paddle lives to the side of the mag release, and you have to be able to push the paddle and the mag at the same time, and you can't.
Oh, there we go. Good entertaining start to the video. So go on then. What made you buy this?
I like SR47s, and I was tempted. Nothing more. I was tempted. I saw someone else has got one in to have work done to it, and I was like, yeah, I do actually want one. I really can't get it out. What a load of shit.
So who makes?
So yeah.
Obviously, that's the Krytac one. Who Bolt make one, don't they?
Bolt make one. Steamer make one. Hurricane were the first one to make one. It's one of these guns that everyone knows about. And in real life, they like Knights made a handful. I think there's a couple of Yank companies out there that make one in real life as well, but I don't know about that. In real life, it's all. It was Knights who did it, and they literally made a spattering of them, and people went, "This is shit. It doesn't work," and they ended up in museums, and that's about it.
Because I remember when Hurricane did their kit for it. Because it was a kit you had to build, wasn't it? You didn't just buy it; you bought a bloody kit.
You had the mid-length rail system, and you had to put it onto an M16A2 by TM. So you had to buy the entire gun as well.
Mm.
And that had the same thing with the mags. Actually, they did actually had the same fucking thing. And that is that the paddle. There you go, you buggy cunt. Who's the fucking king? I am, aren't I? Right? What's the same? Yeah. So had the same thing whereby you've got the normal mag release on the button on the side like you would do with an AR, but then you've got this here as well to release the mag. But that pin, it's not captive. It just fucking sits there. You put the whole assembly in and slide it down, and that's your fucking lot. If you put your mag in funny, that jumps up. No one has done that properly yet. Like every fucking single one, even the SEMA, and I love SEMA. I would suck SEMA's cocks all night because they're awesome. Even they didn't get it right.
I wonder how many people are watching going, SEMA? SEMA? What's he talking about? Does he mean SIMA? Or KAPMA?
SEMA, SIMA, KIMA.
Right, so let's see if there's any questions. So if you're in the chat, obviously, ask away. Me and Luke will just chat shit
you'll
otherwise.
Have to read it to me because I'm not going to look up.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I don't have any
interest in being here. It's okay. We got that impression.
He had to baby me into this, and really, I'll tell you anything you want about a fucking Betamax video machine.
I only actually got Luke on because of some incriminating pictures I have from when we played at the mall, and I was like, look, if you don't come on, I'm going to show your partner these things.
She knew me from them. I ran a fucking game at the mall where the game was each team had to run around, and when they were shot, go to regen as normal, and they had to go find my wife, who was with a marshal, and they had to chat my wife up. Was she my wife at the time? Yeah, she was. She had to chat my wife up, and when if she liked the chatter blind, then they'd get a point. If they didn't like the chatter blind, she'd tell them to fuck off.
I really expected that to go different. I genuinely thought you were going to say if she liked it, their car keys would go in the fruit bowl. Like I thought that's where that conversation was going.
That's a different kind of event. That's a bit more milsim, isn't it?
A bit elitist for that, obviously. You can't do that kind of environment and just have fun. That's unheard of.
No, definitely not.
So I know Luke from the mall. I used to go up there with. There used to be a forum, although the forums have all pretty much died out now, called Airsoft Forum UK, and we used to book them all for private games. I think, what did we do? Like 6 till midnight or something. It was an evening game we did.
6:30 till 11:30, I think, wasn't it? Or 11.
It was something like that. It was worth it. Like, it was a couple of hours drive from where I was. But I met Luke there. We kept in contact. Then you were down at Battle Lakes. And obviously when I was running a shop, we spoke for tech parts and stuff.
And I rib you and really deliberately try and wind you up about Joules.
Yeah. Yeah.
you tried to say hard not to get triggered, and I was like, no, I've got this motherfucker now.
I was all excited about my graphs and my science and my maths, and you came along and just went, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you, watch this. This is what
how dare you?
But maths is maths, it can only be maths. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Your chart says if it comes out of this FPS, that's what Joule it's going to be.
Well, the thing is, it is that Joule at the muzzle, but as we spoke, actually, did you ever do the scan thing?
I did loads of little tests. I was trying to show people that if we're doing FPS, you're measuring FPS is at the muzzle. Why are we doing any kind of MED limits for DMRs and bolt action rifles and shit? Why is there an MED? And if there is an MED, why is the MED at the muzzle? Right? Why are you testing the fucking power of the gun at the muzzle when the MED is all the fucking way over there? Shoot for the chrono over there. Turn up your little fucking X4 like this and shoot for that fucking hole. Yeah.
So for context, for everyone watching, so me and Luke were talking about Joules ages ago anyway, but I don't know when it was. It must have been like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was doing the basic math in terms of what we're doing.
Mathematic. At no point is mathematic. I mean, I'm doing the mathematic. Fucking hell, put a band-aid on it, you fucking yank. Carry on. Jesus Christ.
I was doing the thing with the numbers and stuff. And yeah, I mean, Luke got into conversation, but the valid point that sort of come away from it was testing at the muzzle is absolutely great if that BB is only ever going to travel that fast, right? Because it's accelerating past the chrono to a point. So yeah, it'd be, if you've got those results, it'd be interesting because I mean, those scan chronos are bloody expensive, so I looked at getting one. And you've got to rely on someone being able to shoot through a gap like this at 30 meters, which let's see if you can see many airsofters do that.
No, it's this big, like this big at fucking 30 meters. The same as when your mother birthed your tiny head, about that big.
Thank you. No one's ever said I've got a tiny head before. That's a new one.
It's smaller now. You got no fucking hair on it.
Oh, I am in fact bald. That happened.
Yeah.
That's rude. But yeah, we got into conversation with Joules and it went on for fucking ages. But it was interesting though, like, because the thing is, I'm going to say this and probably going to regret it. Me and Luke are almost adults in the sense that we had a conversation, which is almost unheard of.
I walked away from that conversation going, yeah, that's some very valid points raised that I will completely
disregard.
To the wayside. Just completely fucking throw to the wayside. Because I like the way I said it. You know, if we're testing fucking Joules, Joules is a transfer of energy, there has to be a point of impact. If there is no point of impact, if the BB goes up in the air and it drops down, if there's no point of impact, if a tree falls in the forest, according to the guys at Novrich, apparently that's semantics. And I was like, no. If there is no point of impact, there is no Joules. And let's face it, you've got a fucking no site allows fucking glass BBs or metal BBs. Why is that? And it's like, well, because they damage people. A glass window can glass BB fuck you up. You know, if a metal BB won't go very far, but that could really hurt you. And it's like, yeah. But if you've got a soft, like remember these really crap 0.4s and 4.3s you'd get in the little tiny ASG pots, Red pots, and they'd literally you could crumble them in your fingers. If you get shot with one of those, it's going to hit and it's going to disperse. It's going to flatten. So the impact energy is going to disperse across whatever it's hitting. Whereas if you're using a .4 that's rock hard, it's going to hit, let's say, the tummy, it's going to hit and go, ugh. But if it hits your face, it's going to go, ah. So Joules makes not a lot of fucking sense, especially when the FPS chart says one thing. They say you've got to chrono your gun on .2s at our site, and you go, oh, all right, fair enough. And you put the .2, oh, your gun's firing really hot. Yeah, but I'm not going to be firing .2s out of my DMR, am I? Fuck knuckle.
I think all the limits and stuff is fine. Like why we use Joules is questionable anyway. But obviously imagine trying to enforce a test at what you're using. Oh, I'm using a 4.8. Okay, we'll shoot through that hole at 30 meters so we can make sure you're under the limit here at the muzzle, but not over the limit at 30.
Joules are perfectly fine if you shoot the guys in the fucking stomach, but if you accidentally shoot them in the back of the head, you might find your Joules are more powerful. Or they might be less powerful because no one's done the fucking tests. FPS.
I like to measure my Joules and how much emotional damage they're going to cause when they hit.
I mean, when they break down in the witness stand. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, the old tearjerkers.
Yeah.
I want to check for some questions in a minute. But a question for you from me.
It came out of my eye. Look at that. That's fucking disgusting. That's my infected eye. That's not even the bad eye. That's
Oh yeah, I do apologise again for that, Luke. My aim will be better next time.
No, it won't. It never fucking is. It never is. You're just selfish. You're always selfish. I'll let you know.
I'll give you a warning.
Yeah.
But no, a question for you. Obviously, you're old as fuck and probably don't airsoft anymore. But remember that time when you used to airsoft?
Yeah.
Would you rather be shot HPA DSG at 1 joule on whatever ammo equivalent at 1 joule, so a 3.2 at 1 joule, or a 4.8 at 30 meters at the 2.3 joule? We'll say measure at the muzzle just because no one else is going to understand what we're talking about otherwise. But I personally would rather get shot once because that's got one chance to do one piece of damage, whereas getting lit up, I find more annoying.
I was on a chat with many times with Josh at Airsmiths. We chat most days because he's obviously a big HPA fanboy and I'm not. We always rib each other about it. And he was saying, there are certain things he doesn't think that, the HPA stuff is so bad, but he doesn't like it when someone's got a 260 feet per second Springer tri-shot shotgun because that can really fuck you up. And it's like, yeah, that's a very fucking fair point. If you're doing that little thing, you can do this. Or kiddies, you can fucking do this later on.
Oh dear.
Sit with your naked leg out, all right, and take 2 fingers like this and touch yourself on the leg at the exact same place at the same time, all right? You can do it on your arm, but you can see your arm. Your leg gets a bit more easy. You can only feel one point where it's touching you. You can't feel each individual finger if they're both going at the same time. So if you do get shot with 3 BBs at the same time, does it hurt more or less than having 1 BB? There you go. You can try that yourself.
I think
Don't shoot yourself in the face.
I think it's more the shock of it because that once that first BB's hit, it's like when you get full auto, you don't feel every shot, right? You feel the burst, you feel that first initial sting.
And your adrenaline fucking jumps up, and then exactly that. See, these are the fucking questions. People are asking bollocksy questions about how much should I cut off the fin of my tappet plate in my dual sector gear. Yeah, let's discuss the real things. Can you feel 2 fingers or 1 finger? 2 fingers or 1 finger? You could do that for hours.
I do. I wish there was like an audience participation camera where people could just put a camera on, so we could just watch them all watching the video going.
Yeah, it's called what is it? Omegle.
Daisy, come here! You won't believe this. And they were running. What?
Fucking hell! It feels like 1 finger. The last time I only felt 1 finger in me was the last time I was at your. Never mind. I'll be good. I'll be.
That was a special occasion that 2 men, 2 consenting adults, shared and agreed to never speak about. Someone has checked.
The adult is handicapped because I'm a bit thick. Gotta be careful.
Do you know why Luke's thick? I'm going to show you a little video. Luke, I'm going to play a video and then you can explain it. So Luke just referred to himself as a bit thick. Could it be because he does stuff like this? Wait for it. That's going to loop through a few times because I didn't catch what happened the first time I watched it.
It's an LCTR PK bipod springing open in my fucking face. So I've got an infected eye on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side I've now got a fucking black eye and a big cut.
So is it? I'm guessing it's one of those.
Go. I think that was about fucking 3 o'clock today, 4 o'clock today.
It must have been because you sent it to me early this afternoon. Because I didn't. I was watching it on my phone and I was like, I genuinely thought the gun made a sound and it scared you. I didn't see it hit you. So I was like,
fucking stung. It really stung. I was like, because you go blurry for a second, don't you? And you get the anger and the rage, then you feel sad, and you got to call your mum and be like, I was working, and when I was working, and I was in the face, and your mum just goes, well.
It was weird that you called my mum though. That's what I found strange.
No, you didn't.
I thought you'd phone yours, but here we are.
Yeah. I got the works in the fucking eye casualty department. I'm not phoning her about my fucking eyes. She'll tell me I'm an idiot. I phone your mum and I want sympathy.
So, let's have a look at these questions while you're doing that. What have we got? Someone said, Vestal masturbation, not seen that t-shirt in a long time.
It's a good fucking t-shirt, isn't it? I haven't turned it.
That was Dave Remblance.
Yeah. This is an original as well. This is an actual original.
And the triggering question of the day starts with, Luke, what's your opinion on those ARES internals?
Aries. We call it Aries because it's wrong.
Ares.
And everyone else calls it Aries. Just like Spetsna, you call it Spetsna, and then people start copying you and it's wrong. I've even started going with Mokio Tarui. Mokio Tarui.
See, now that sounds like it could be a legit company.
It sounds like it's an energy drink, doesn't it? There was this fucking kid, right? I dodge the questions because I can't be fucking bothered to ask. I don't want to talk about anything these guys want to talk about. They can ask questions, but I'll dodge them. There was a kid who used to work at Airsoft Armory when I was the tech there, like fucking yonks ago, 10 years ago. More than that. And this fucking kid, he was only like fucking 18, 19 years old. And he'd never heard of anything. Like, he was a teenager, but he'd heard of nothing. He knew nothing about fucking nothing. And they were like, have you ever heard of Bon Jovi? He thought about it for a second. He's like, yeah, I've had that. It's an energy drink. Fucking energy drink. Oh, well, let's count a Bon Jovi. There we go.
What else have we got? Talking about this one's for me, I think. Talking about Joules, how hard is it going to be to get that new VSR up to UK power? Well, interesting fact, and Luke, you might appreciate this because we like it when companies.
Oh, the VSR One, is that what they call it?
Yeah, but they've done something that you'll appreciate. I'll tell you what they haven't done, just to really hype up what they have done. So they haven't improved the trigger in the slightest. Okay.
I don't like that system. I've never liked that system. How many times have I messaged you going, I'm Negative Airsoft and I know loads of stuff, and you're like, yeah, I'm like, how do I know if this is a 45 or a fucking watt trigger? How the fuck do I tell? How the fuck do I tell?
Very outdated. So they haven't changed that. So that's still the shitty 45. They've given you, though, a nice cylinder, but they have still pinned it so that you'll almost certainly destroy it getting it out. And obviously, they've got a really short barrel. It's about 200 mil in a barrel. But then they've done something clever. They extended the cut on the bottom of the cylinder so that your piston speed will increase before it seals to account for the smaller amount of volume. And it's a really good thing. No one else it's not short stroking, but they're matching the volume to the barrel. Brilliant. Except they've pinned the fucking cylinder that you're going to inevitably throw in the bin. But to his question, you're going to need a decent weighted piston if you want to do heavy ammo and keep it short, or if you're going to go for like a standard length barrel, run it through a suppressor, 2 Joules spring, M150, you'll be fine. It will take a little bit more than a G-spec, but if you want to port your cylinder, which I do on some of my VSRs, wherever they are, and you want to run a longer barrel, you can maintain. You can still get reasonable amount of power.
Wherever they are. What do you mean wherever they? You know full well they're lying down in your lonely, lonely bed, waiting for you to get in there and cuddle them. You know where they.
They're all over the place. I keep bringing stuff home because I'm working on. I've got a few projects in different places. Because if I bring them home at once, I won't sleep. I'll just do it all at once.
Different area codes.
So they're different victims' friends' houses and stuff.
Yeah.
What's next? What's
the name of that company that I'm always ragging on? I hate the company. I just, I hate TM recoils. People think I hate TM. They think I hate TM, and they couldn't have been so far from the truth. So far from the truth. And you're mentioning, but you got to drill the cylinder. Yeah. It's been perfectly manufactured so that some knobhead can't accidentally break the law in Japan and get himself in trouble.
Yeah,
it's like
that's the thing.
it's like they put forward thinking into it. Yet here we are moaning.
I did in my video. In fairness, I said because people were whinging about the fact it's 45, that it's 1 Joule, and that the cylinder's pinned, and I said you're buying a gun made in a completely different market where 45 degrees is more than adequate for what they're using. 1 Joule is what it needs to be, and out the box on a 3.2 at 1 Joule, I think actually it's about 1.1, 1.2 joules on a 3.2, but it does its job as a 1 Joule gun. It shoots better than most AEGs will out to like 50, 60 meters. But it's expensive for what you get. And I was a bit disappointed with the stock because it isn't a one-piece injection molded stock. It's a inner chassis with the outsides bolted onto it, which is a little bit disappointing, but I do like it. Someone just said...
Point anymore of buying a fucking TM. If you can just buy the other stuff, like you can buy a JG or whatever. How many times have people come to you, yeah, I bought a SEMA because it's like a clone of the TM, but I can't fit an Airsoft Pro unit. It's like, no, you fucking can't, can you? You've got to dial it down.
Airsoft Pro are one of the brands that I'm not... I appreciate their effort, but they're so off-spec, it's unreal.
Do you know what I fitted the other day? Somebody he bought the Novorich Bolty, the VSR 10 thingy, SR, whatever you want to call it, and he bought it. He took it apart. He just took it apart the second he got it. Whatever he did, and he reassembled it. It wasn't quite right. His hop unit was knackered. There was a problem with it, and it was double feeding. I think I popped you a message going, "What stops double feeding?"
Yeah. We were talking about the other day.
Do you know what I fucking used? Do you know what I did, and I was really impressed with? Airsoft Pro. You know the hop unit that takes fucking AEG barrels and AEG rubbers with the dual fucking thing. I was getting some fantastic performance out of that. I was really happy with it. Really. In fairness,
they're not so much. If you built a whole gun out of their parts, it's fine because obviously their shit meshes with their shit. It just doesn't really work with anything else. Otherwise, I'm just not a fan of it. But going back to the rifles, like if someone wanted a cheap rifle, I would say the
I broke the fucking hop unit.
What gun is it?
That's me. Broke it. What a wanker.
That's some form of AR platform.
That is the same fucking Krytac.
Put it down. Just stop touching it.
What a fuckhead.
Oh, that's one of those wanky ones that's got the extended feed bit because it's a V whatever gear, stupid AK mags.
It's still a version 2 gearbox length. It's the normal gearbox.
Yeah, it's the mag, isn't it, where they've had to space it out.
That might have been my fault though, because I was trying to take this fucking thing.
That's what else. A couple of people just said the mall was a brilliant site. It was good. I enjoyed it.
No.
People are listening to your advice and saying, so basically what Luke is saying is we should turn up the rate of fire because they'll only feel the one shot. I like it. That's from Ed.
Off back to duty. Try playing some real fucking games and learning how life fucking works. Get your medal for coming last, Ed. Well done.
Steve Howe says, hi, Luke.
Website works now, Steve. It's
Lukey,
all right.
baby.
It started working. It wasn't working, then it just started working. It might have been me.
I don't know if this is a question for you or for me. Did the L96 ASG build ever get completed? Were you building an L96? I mean, it might. I built one years ago.
I did. I did one. I've done a few.
Me and Luke are going to go with yes. At some point in time, yes, we did.
Go like this. Go. Oh.
See, this is... Someone asked me the other day, and I'm going to pose this question to you. This is a serious question, so I don't expect an answer, but I'll try. So someone said to me the other day, like, oh, do you service people's guns? I was literally like, no. I give people the resources to take their guns apart. Like, my blog tells you, for most basic rifles, how to take it apart, parts, upgrades and stuff. I used to do it, but for me personally, my time doing other stuff is more valuable. And even if I do want to do guns, I can build something like you probably can. You can probably strip an AEG gearbox pretty fucking quick, right? Like nowadays. I mean, you probably just throw it against a wall, it breaks open, and then you go, right, now I can start.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like anything, I'm a grumpy old cunt. So what I do, there it is. What I do is I just go to my bits box and I grab out loads of shit. It's like when you go to a mechanic and you know, you can take your fucking Ferrari or whatever there and they'll make it really nice. And you think, yeah, I've done a really good job of my fucking nice car. And you see what they drive home in. That's generally the tech's way of doing it. My guns look amazing on the outside. But as long as it works and it won't break and it sounds all right, then fucking let's go. But, you know, I might go, oh, I've just skimmed fucking half the piston off with the angle grinder. Never mind, it'll be all right. Yeah, it's only for me. Fuck it.
Because what I found when I used to do people's rifles is I would charge X amount an hour and then I would feel bad and I would only ever charge people like a couple of hours. But obviously, Luke, you've met me. I'm a fucking geek. I will not let shit lie. So I will spend 7 hours. Another tech might do that in 2 and you'll get that level of quality from the gun. Whereas I'm like, the customer didn't need me to spend 7 hours on it. I chose to sit there like a penis, take it apart 10 times, 3D print some shit for it, make sure this lined up. And just so I knew it was comfortable that I would use it myself. And then I go, can I charge someone 35 quid an hour and then 7 hours because I wanted to do a better job? Or do I kind of have to sit there and go...
You know, if people say to me, I want this thing like the fucking FAMAS I did, the one you can see in that picture.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, no one's done that shit. No one did that shit. So I was like, yeah, I can do it, but you will have to pay the, And I worked not a nice deal. I didn't charge them for all the hours I put into it. Of course I fucking didn't. But, you know, there are times when somebody comes to me and says, you know, God, I forgot I was fucking talking to today, but somebody was like, you know, yeah, the AAP pistol's really fucking good. And I'm like, is it though?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
I don't think
they fall apart if you don't upgrade like the hammer and stuff, but for the price,
that's it. You know, like I get probably it used to be a couple of weeks. Now it's like every day I'm getting messages. My hammer mech's broken. I'm like, yeah, you as well. You know.
Problem is there's a couple of those buffer kits.
It's so cheap. Who cares? They're cheap. Why are you going to send it to me? Fucking postage to me, postage back. My £40 an hour rate to do it plus parts. Buy a new fucking gun. It's the same as just getting a spare mag. Fucking hell, it's cheaper.
Yeah,
Stop it. Learn how your hop up works. Learn your.
That is by far the big thing. Like, obviously, people always get into the sport, right? So you always expect that level of you'll go on Facebook, you'll be in a group, and you'll go, "What's the bestest gun?" And then you'll have everyone and their mum with an opinion, and then that person will buy any one of the recommended guns, and then that same person comes back. BBs are rolling out the end of the barrel. Okay. So there's, the thing is, out of the manual you get with most airsoft guns, the only thing that's generally legible is the hop. That's the one thing that I think in any language you can look at the picture and go, I got it. I get it. Yeah. And that's still the one thing that people like, this gravity has really fucked me today.
I think it's SEMA's manual. It still says, after all these decades, it still
Don't shoot
says,
people?
No, it says, use the unjamming rod to remove a bunglesome BB.
Bunglesome. Like
it. It still says it. What was the other one? Was it A&K? No, it was. I can't remember who it was, but somebody had as an AK variant, and on the box it said in great big letters, just really badly translated English term, the ideal gun for mentally handicapped rappers or something like that. And it was like, what the fuck? It's like,
I need that gun.
That's the one I want. That's the one I want.
I identify as a mentally handicapped raptor. How did they know? Someone says, a guy called Pablo Leon says, hello, all the way from Cali.
I recognise that name.
Another tech commented saying he caps his labour at 2 hours regardless. Someone said, I'm sat here looking like a penis. You're welcome, dickhead. One tech work everyone needs to know how to do is changing the hot rubber. Yeah, that's not tech work. That's maintenance as far as I'd consider it.
The other thing is learn how if you want the cool shit in your gun, you do have to learn how it works. Not just, it's not working again. I know. I hate it. I like fucking... it pisses the fuck out of me when the MOSFET just goes, no, I don't like it. And then you've got to fuck around with your app for hours for no reason. It's annoying to everyone, but MOSFETs do it. If you want the gun to do the cool shit, you do have to learn how that works. Not, sorry, Luke, it's just I've changed my battery and I've done this and I clicked that and now the gun does it. It's like, no, please. I set it up for you and everything. Come on, please.
So I get, not so much now because I don't tech many rifles. So you have these little things where sometimes you'll talk to a customer, and you must get, obviously you do a lot of tech work nowadays, so you must get this a lot. But you'll talk to someone and they'll be really nice, and then they will say something, and it will just fill you with concern. You're going to go, he's going to get this, isn't he? It's going to be a problem with it. And you sort of play the who fucked up bingo. My common one is, oh, the gun shoots, it looks like it's shooting really far, but then I put my scope on and it hooks to the left. And I'm like,
don't.
I
had that the other day, and it's like, right, okay, how do I put this?
And then they're like, I'm not tilting the rifle. And I'm like, you might be.
What was it when we were going to get a pistol? Hang on a second. I had a guy who used to work at the mall, used to do all the time. Every gun I fucking use, right? They all fucking shoot to the left. Every fucking one. I get a gun out of the box, go to the range, it's fine. As soon as I'm in a fucking game, shoots to the left. I don't know what the fuck it is. I've changed out all the parts, and I thought, okay, show me. And I go,
yep.
Right. Do that, dickhead.
The best one is when people try to zero their gun in. Like, I went to Battle Lakes the other day, and I went with a friend, and like he had his group of friends, and guy was setting up acquaintances.
Someone who tolerates you.
my helpers, carers, whatever you want to call them. And
you got your gun
like the gun had been built and was shooting fine. Like it was shooting straight, it was shooting how it was meant to. And obviously he puts on a new scope and obviously trying to adjust it. And I pick it up and I don't even look down the scope. I literally just, both eyes open, look down the barrel, shoot and go, okay, that's shooting how it's meant to. The hop is doing its job. Look through the scope and it's, whew, okay, that's fine. The scope's tilted. This was actually, funny enough, with a Novrich scope, one of the 3x9x50s or whatever it is. And the actual crosshair in this Novrich scope, which is, so it's on that rifle there, I think. So did a bubble level test just to see if it was straight. Then I did the classic, put a ruler between the rail and the bottom of the scope, pull it up, levels it, fine. Then I looked through the scope, the last thing I did because I'm an idiot, and the crosshair's like this. Like, everything is parallel, and it's literally like this. And you're adjusting it, and it's going, right? Of course it's not going to fucking work. Like, if you don't know how your scope should look, you're probably never going to successfully zero it.
Yeah.
Or, like, when you stand there and they're aiming freehand, like, it's going to the left as the wind blows.
It's me to go, yeah, actually, because I've got no idea if that fucking mount is on forwards or backwards. I haven't got a clue.
That's
the
correct way.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the correct way.
Put them on like backwards when it's really funny, like ear text and shit. Sometimes I go, I've got no idea if it's back to front or not. I haven't got a fucking clue. In the video, they go, oh, you did it again. You put them backwards. That's really funny. And I'm like,
I just comment back. You're backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one for you. This is specifically for you. What's the cheapest gun that you've ever worked on that genuinely impressed you?
And Hayden gave me a 2/3 size Springer high capper. I used that for about 3 games at the mall.
I'll tell you what, I tried one of the completely unrelated, but in terms of guns that surprised me. Have you seen the TM Bodyguards? And like the LCPs, the 380s and stuff, the diddy little ones?
And as much as I haven't shot one, I picked it up and looked at it and went, I don't give a fuck how good this is, because what are they, 70, 80 quid?
Yeah, they're cheap.
You can what? 70, 80 quid for that? It's 2 halves of plastic almost.
Yeah, but like, it's a TM, so you're paying loads for it anyway.
Yeah, like I've seen £2.50 Springers that are so much better constructed than that. I don't care how it performs. I ain't using that. That's a no. That's a fucking no. And I legitimately used a 2/3 size fucking high capper Springer for numerous games at the mall. With all the stuff I've got, the hundreds and hundreds of guns that I've got, the one I used most frequently because it was fun. And I would not use that fucking little tiny gun. That's a joke of a price for that piece of shit.
It is very expensive, but it's...
yeah. Didn't you just say it was cheap? You fucking hypocrite.
Oh no, it's
it's
cheap for a TM. For a TM, it's a very cheap offering. For a non-blowback pistol.
Yeah.
What else have we got? We've only got Luke for another 10 minutes. So what else? What other shit? What other shit can we say him?
I can't go into. I've done this fucking thing anyway. I've got to get this rail system on. This is what I was meant to be doing, and I broke the fucking up unit because I'm a cunt. What a twat. That's my fault as well. I can't even blame somebody else. That was me. What a dick.
There's something else I was going to ask.
Well done for remembering what you're going to ask.
Oh, what's the most disappointing thing that you were genuinely excited for it to come out and then you got it and you went, ah, well.
Arms Revolution Tech 9.
Tech 9 is in the Robocop gun. No, that's not the Tech 9, is it? Is it not the Tech 9? Oh shit. Which one's the Tech 9?
The Tech 9 is the cool 90s ghetto gun.
I'm gonna Google that.
Oh, really? Okay. Don't be a menace to South Central.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Proper, you know, like if somebody pulls, like, I love a P90. If someone walks up to me and went, give me your money with a P90, I'd laugh. If someone came up to me and said, give me your money with a Tech 9, I'd be like, you can have fucking everything, mate. There you go. I believe you. Tech 9s are fucking cool. Yeah, the Arms Revolution, you know, it's got the TM style and compatible hop unit, and it was select fire, and it's like, wow, it's a Maruzen, but it's better, and we got it. It was like, oh Christ, this is fucking terrible. It's the worst piece of trash. The worst piece of trash. The Arms Revolution disappeared off the face of the planet instantly.
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't name another thing they've done.
No. Like, fucking terrible. Just so bad. So bad.
3 more questions for you.
Good.
Question 1. Have you ever played in a ghillie suit? No, because I'm not a cunt. Go on, say it.
No, I haven't. No.
Next one. Have you worked on any more APSs?
Yeses?
Piece of shit.
Do you mean...
They do like the UAR and all that crap.
APS. Yeah, the brand APS.
Yeah.
Not for a while, no. I won't touch the APS little mag pulley thing anymore because that's fucking terrible. PTS APS thing. They are pretty piss poor. Although I've been looking at the what was it, the alien, the fucking invader. What the fuck is it called? It's an APS Novesk thing.
Oh,
that's APS, and I quite fancy one.
Yeah, because they've got some odd licenses now for a few weird things, haven't they?
Yeah.
Next one. Who is your hairdresser?
It was me.
Yeah. Luke is Luke's hairdresser.
I think I'd pay somebody to do this to me. Come on now.
So obviously no one's commented on it. Thank you for not commenting on it, but I am. So obviously all my hair started to fall out for stress and other shit that me and Luke spoke about. And I actually got it because I got really tired of Luke grabbing my hair but not giving me eye contact. You
don't deserve the eye contact.
I always deserve the eye contact.
No, you don't. You say the word,
fair enough.
Otherwise I'm not looking at you.
Fine. So
You're getting fish hooked later on.
Oh, you tease.
Don't make me break character, you cunt.
So obviously, I'm not the most positive of people. I'm generally quite a moany cunt. I've just, you know, when you're on the receiving end of just horrible people your whole life, you kind of just go, you know what? Fuck everything. I got to that stage. So when my hair started falling out, I just shaved it off. And I thought, you know what? One good thing from this, I'm going to save so much time. No, because apparently I've got to fucking sunscreen this thing. What? I walked outside and I was like, either I'm thinking really hard or my fucking head's on fire. And I was not thinking about anything.
First time you shave it, it's so cold, isn't it?
It's cold. I stick to everything like Velcro. My missus went to grab me to give me a cuddle and she was like, yeet.
By missus, he means aunt. And by cuddle, he means get tissue, wipe off snot before he goes back to school.
I mean, no one wants to go out snot, do they? Let's be honest. Dan is indeed the moanest of cunts. I mean, I'm on a stream with Luke and you're calling me the moanest of cunts. So I think you need to go and watch some more of Luke's content.
Yeah.
Real men cut their own hair. I'd say that's a reasonable statement.
Yeah. Real men shave their bollocks as well. Have some respect.
I shave my
bollocks.
Know,
if I want somebody to go down there, it should at least be cleaned up. You know?
Do you have a mohawk down there?
Well, yeah, but it's
my
arsehole. I look like one of those exotic caterpillars.
What do you say? That all I could think of was the screaming caterpillar from The Simpsons when it goes,
ah! I felt so bad when that thing got killed as well. I was like, oh no.
Spoiler alert for someone that hasn't watched Simpsons in the last 30 years.
I always don't remember break character. I always skip that bit.
Do you brush your hair with a flannel? That makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. No, I don't. I don't brush my hair with a flannel.
I mean, I'm with Luke. I don't brush my hair with a flannel.
What was that guy's name?
Jimmy Davison.
Jimmy Davison. Jimmy wants to know if we wash because Jimmy's got a great big beard. You see, haven't you, Jimmy?
Perfect place. He has a great beard, as in he's got a girl that he pretends is his partner because he likes men, or he has a physical beard.
He has a physical beard.
Oh, a physical
he has
beard.
a big long beard. He has a big long physical beard.
Someone said I won't get into a conversation.
Jimmy looks like this, right? But his voice sounds like that. If you fucking heard Jimmy's fucking talking, you look fucking Jimmy, like he could be fucking 60, fucking Jimmy fucking talking like Jimmy. But when you look at him, that's not what Jimmy looks like. Jimmy's got the wrong fucking face. I'm not convinced the people in his Facebook pictures are actually fucking him. Seriously, not even kidding.
Is he? You reckon he's catfishing people?
Yeah.
Could be.
100%. There's no way he's not a bus driver from Croydon. No fucking way.
Another legit question, Luke. What's your thoughts on the AEG Tappetless system from AZtech? AZtech?
I tested one. It worked. I had to rebuild it because it broke a little bit, but I rebuilt it and it worked. It's like you have to use a bigger spring and the volume goes all wrong. And I know that it went into one of the rental guns at Zmart and then broke. It works when I had it.
Is it like what Systema have, where the nozzle, the action pulls it all in one? Okay.
Yeah, it's the air builds up on the inside and pushes the nozzle forward. It's a great idea for a tappetless thing. If you've got a split gearbox design, that'd be a reason to use one. If you've got something like, and I think I said in one of my videos, like fucking, if you've got an ICS split gearbox and it keeps breaking tappet plates, it would work in that. And then I found out through somebody else who took my advice on that
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work in the fucking ICS.
Of course it doesn't. I'd love a WASP for the USA for my SSG 10A3. Well, there's a couple shops. You've got one shot in Canada, really nice guy called Eric. He's got some WASPs, unless he's sold out. And believe it or not, Amped Airsoft stock my shit. So yeah, you've got options.
Let's take a moment to have a serious conversation, okay?
Oh dear, I've enraged the man.
Yeah, no. Don't do heroin. I don't remember doing heroin today, but I think I did. Because all I'm doing is fitting a fucking rail. I know you come to distracting me, but this is like the 4th time I failed to put this fucking rail on. I don't remember doing heroin, but I might have done.
I mean, to me, it looks like you've just broken a few guns.
Yeah, like I've got fucking nowhere.
You had an empty desk, and now you've just got a desk full of shit.
Yeah. So have you, when you get your HPA guns out, you fuck.
I have one HPA gun, and it is only semi, and it is purely mechanical. I can't spam fire it. What the fuck was that? I can't do it. I had a fucking HPA gun.
Do you want to know a secret? I've got a secret. Do you want to hear it?
You've got a Polarstar, haven't you?
No, do you want to know a secret?
See, if I just say no, does it end there?
I ain't telling you.
Well, that's why I said no. Now you look silly.
Smiths is sorting me out an HPA build.
The thing is, they're not inherently bad at all. Like, they are very good.
No,
like
behind them, I think they're inherently bad because
they drive the wrong behaviour.
They definitely drive the wrong behaviour, but I think also it's I just don't like having it attached to me. I just don't like it. But this particular build, you're never going to be able to see the HPA. You'd never know.
See,
I'm all for that. You can't see the HPA, and it's semi-only. I'm fucking in.
Well, this is my plan. With that
You
4
should
one...
get that fucking stock tube thing, and it's just a tank that goes under the fucking thing, and it's a big fat tank in your stock.
Does it look like a proper stock tube in M4? No. Fuck
Get
off.
the Polarstar. Do I think it's called a UGS, which is basically a buffer tube that you use either 2 12-gram bulbs or 33-gram bulb, but it is a buffer tube. You wouldn't know any difference.
Does it look like a buffer tube? Is it a different diameter in any way? Because I can tell.
No, it literally, you put an AEG stock on it. It covers it. It's fine. Wolverine do a bolt Wraith, but I personally, people are going to absolutely destroy me for this. I've had a number of Wraith systems from Wolverine with their QD CO2 thing, and it has never consistently worked. It'll work one day and shit itself, even though it's the best discreet way of running HPA. But I think Polarstar have got got a good. The way they've done it is very clever because you literally can unscrew the whole thing. So you slide your stock off and take the 33 out, put the 33 in, and you're good to go. The reg's in the stock tube. It's got its own expansion chamber. But that's my next plan when I get some money, is to take away from the line, because the line's the bit I hate. Like, nothing worse. So I put my rifle down.
The line and the tank, that's the bit I really don't like, because I like the guns to look like the guns.
Yeah.
I'm not really into real guns. I don't really give a fuck. Because I'm stupid and I'll hurt myself and other people. But I like model guns that look real. That's what I really enjoy, you know?
Well,
so
cool.
when there's nose on it, I don't like it.
No. So, and I dislike it because I think it just looks crap. But I rarely run a sling. Like, if I'm sniping...
Oh, God. Fucking hell.
Say that
Can you
again?
HPA this for me? It's a sandwich. Yeah, can you HPA it for me? Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of HPA, what I do like about it is it does allow for some ingenious installations in weird things. So I'm a bit of a geek, so I like a game called Halo. And someone built...
My wife plays that. I don't play that. I'm not 5, but...
But there's a gun in it called an SMG, which is predominantly used in Halo 3 ODST. And no one's ever made one.
It's the mag goes in like an Uzi, a little fold-down grip kind of thing, like an MP7.
It's similar to an MP7, but the mag goes on the side, like vertical along the side. But this guy in America designed it and 3D printed it, and I think he's put a Polarstar jack in it with VSR mags side-fed, and it's genius. Like, it's really bloody clever. And I'm just thinking,
how I'm a complete fucking hypocrite? You know how I tend to do that? I hate that fucking sci-fi crap. I hate that sci-fi, let's make the fucking... But if anyone ever gets the name of the Auto 9 wrong, I'm like, well, that's just wrong. Robocop is... that's just fucking wrong right there.
That's not sci-fi, that's just a future that we haven't got to yet.
God damn it.
Well, yeah, HPA, I think... Because the thing is, you get people that have DSG builds that act the same sort of way, don't you?
Yeah.
But I do like it is
the
very.
I've always said it in nearly every video. I'll take a fucking punt at them. But it is very much. I only have it for the semi-auto. Okay. So at no point today am I going to hear you flick that to full auto for any reason and give it a burst. What I might do, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I specifically went for the mechanical one, because even if I'm using it at 1 Joule, I run real caps. So if I had it on full auto at 30 rounds, I'd be changing mags every 2 seconds, whereas I'd rather have it single shot, play a bit differently. Same as when you use gas blowback rifles, you're running real cap mags, so you kind of have to play a bit different.
And that's the thing, I've completely given up on gas blowback rifles now. They're my favourite. I love them. I fucking love them. But, you know, and it's not a case of, well, get good. It's like, you're really outgunned. You're really outgunned. Because now every fucking dickhead with a fucking hose pipe has got HPO and whatever they've got, and you are outgunned by the fucking first kid that comes in the door with his fucking MP7 verted or whatever, and it's like, oh, fuck me. You know, can we not just try and have a little bit of fun? Like, you're not just fucking YouTubing the fuck out of this.
Yeah, I think it's... Airsoft just as a whole has changed massively. I think I was on another stream. I started... pre-VCRA. So I think I started when I was like 15 or 16, pre-VCRA, so like 2004 or something. And there was literally one site down my way, and that was Worthing. Elite Action Games in Worthing, I think it was, run by a guy called Tom, who I think sadly passed away about 8 or 9 years ago.
I accidentally trod on his dog. I didn't know he had his dog around when I was working. He ran into my tech bench, and I trod on it. I didn't realise. And then... the dog came in one day, and I was like, oh, where's Daddy? And everyone was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, really? He was a nice guy.
Yeah, Tom, he was one of those... He just would help. Like, he'd let you walk away with a gun because he trusted you to PayPal when you got home and stuff. And because of that, people generally respected him and would not dick him. But when I went there, it was like one sniper, and it was the guy who got me into sniping. And, like, people's idea of an upgraded gun was they've just put a mad ball barrel in it. Like, that was I've got a mad ball in this.
On it.
Yeah, I've got one of those, I don't know if you've seen it, guys. It's a bipod, and it springs. Like, ooh.
You know what? The thing is, we'd be like, oh yeah, fucking do some real tech work, man. Like, make it fucking custom. Actually make it custom, And now people turn up with the AAP pistols, and they've got the whole world bolted to it. It may as well be a tank.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, that's just fucking stupid. That's just fucking ridiculous. Because here comes my hypocritical bollocks, because I'm a fucking idiot with a mohawk.
Yeah, it is. And what has not changed though?
Loads of it's changed. Loads of airsoft's changed.
What hasn't changed though is everyone still runs an M4.
Yeah, I fucking love an M4. I love an M4.
There's so many guns out there. So many.
Yeah.
Although
there's always one airsoft dude turns up in the morning. It's 7:30. He's the first person at the gate, and he already smells of BO. And you're like, it's never going to change. That is an Airsoft and Games Workshop thing. That's the one thing I really don't miss about not fucking working on sites anymore. Wow.
I was at Battle Lakes the other day with my friend Ryan, and we were walking along, and Val, Val, he was there.
Yeah.
He'd just done the brief about don't shoot pointlessly, like don't just fucking spray shit. Me and Ryan walk along and like, oh, isn't it funny that you don't know you're in an airsoft game until some dickhead shoots in a pot, brrr, splash, 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 and immediately all the rentals are just shooting in the pond. And I think you can't say you've been to an airsoft game or even started the game until you hear that sound of someone shooting into a puddle.
But why do people moan when the new players shoot a puddle? Like, if I had a puddle or a bucket of water in here right now, I'd fucking shoot it because it looks like bullets. I'd do it. I will run a bath to shoot that thing.
I think it's bitterness. I think we're upset because we're never going to enjoy it as that first time that we shot it.
I know, right?
That's literally, we're bitter. That's all it is.
It's even worse than sex, like, because the first time we look back on and go, that's embarrassing. But then you go through a little bit further in your timeline. There's that middle time when you're really good at sex, and now when I'm 41, it's like, no, I'm not very good at this anymore.
When erections evade you.
In my lips in case I get cold sores or something, which is sadly a real thing. You never know. You never know.
Oh, it's a very... We just shared a drink. That's all we did.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't it be fucking weird if I do another stream tomorrow and I've got a gunky eye?
We've been butterfly kissing like this with our fucking eyelashes together. Fucking Eskimo kiss with fucking eyelashes. Because we're not weird.
A guy called Dave Davidson. I don't think there's enough Daves in his name.
Dave Davidson. Oh,
Dave Davidson.
Dave. Yeah, I know him. Yeah. What do they call him?
Double D. But he said, Luke, I've just upgraded my TMG17 with the Garda slide kit. With the standard mag, it doesn't seem to slide back enough to make the slide lock. I do run a HPA drum mag in it mainly, but it still feels a little stiff. Feeds perfectly though. Any tips for it?
Sarcastic answer or proper answer? Let somebody else decide.
It's pre-watershed, so let's be risky and just go sarcastic.
Okay. Don't be an HPA wanker.
And there we have it, guys.
The volume all the fucking way up. Yeah, but this gun goes to 11.
So if I could take away 3 things from this stream, it would be, if you're a mentally handicapped Velociraptor, there is a gun out there for you. Yeah. Like, that's true. Be careful of heroin because you might end up with a couple of broken guns on your desk.
And you don't even know you've done it as well. And it's boorish.
If you don't know you've done it, have you done it? That's like the whole Joules and trees and no one hears things.
There's that argument far too many times when you're watching the news and football players are in the stands. Nah, I'm not going to approach that one.
I would guess, from my experience of Garda slide kits, there's just a burst somewhere and you need to just very meticulously clean it. But you've built about 1,000 pistols, so you'd be the best person to answer for that.
Serious answer is that Garda, their quality on all their stuff has really gone up. But their Glock slides, the quality's really gone down. I've had a good few recently where I've really struggled to make it fucking work. And the reason is the depth of the slide. You need to be able to get into the slide. Like you used to get it where the slide was too deep. So you'd get a piece of thin plastic and you'd shim the BBU a little bit. Well, in this case, the reservoir, the aperture, what you want to fucking call it, the jelly mold, that is it is too shallow. And you need to, it's just by a fraction. It causes all kinds of hang-ups, but it's not like it's perfectly level. It's a piss angle. I don't know why it is, but I've had to sit there on the fucking bench drill with a bit in it, just really slowly, manually removing material from the inside so the BBU fits perfectly, because they don't want to sit flush. They want to sit slightly deeper, and then you've got to take the bottom of the slide on the other side When proper gunsmiths, not like you and me, but like proper gunsmiths, when they do pistols, they
I've got a
they have
certificate.
different-
How dare you?
they take sheets of metal that basically look like that, and they put it in the runners of the slide, and they tap the slide to bring the slide down. And I've had to do that as well, and then remove material from the underside of the slide edges so that it drops down onto the frame. Loads of little bits like that with Garda Glock slides recently. Yeah, all the Kublai, how do we say it? Kublai. In one of my videos, I think I called it, sounds like a fucking sexual disease, you know? Oh, I've got fucking Kublai. Fucking hell, it itches. Those just pop straight on, but the Garda slides, which are normally really good quality, really nah. But the rest of their slides are still equal quality or much, much better. I don't know what happened with their Glock stuff, but it's not good anymore. Really not good.
Someone else has asked. Yeah. I don't. What? Luke, which is your favourite box mag? It needs to go onto a pistol, so it can't be too big. I feel that's a troll question. Does he mean like putting an M249 saw mag on a 1911? Like,
what was the guy's name?
Edward Donald.
What was it like being adopted, Edward? I mean, are you okay? Has it affected you in any way? Like, if you pop me a message, we can chat about it if you're feeling, you know.
He's going to write #MeToo in a minute, isn't he?
Probably.
This comment. Oh, I was very tempted to ask you this because I know you give 0 fucks and I give 0 fucks, but we both probably will just make up an opinion on the spot about it. So I'm going to go ahead. Johnny Depp wins.
That's harder for me. Oh wait, have they actually given a?
I don't know. The comment just says Johnny Depp wins, and I haven't Googled it because, you know, I don't want to spoil it.
Who's not been watching that?
I mean, I've been watching it.
Okay, I've got a great impression. I did this the other day and people pissed themselves. Hang on, I've got a great impression. Hang on, ready? Do I have to answer that?
Yeah, what was that fucking guy on?
Weird. That guy was fucking weird.
He was gurning. He was having too much of a good time.
When the therapist lady put her glasses on, oh,
everyone did that.
Oh, yeah.
I think my highlight was my dog stepped on a bee. A bee.
On a bee.
Oh, I always wanted someone to correct her and be like, it was a wasp, you dickhead.
The other thing is like normally when you see somebody on the internet, like, oh, I don't really know much about that lady. I wonder if she's been naked at all. And that's the normal thing you do. Every guy does it, right?
Is she respectable? Let me just do a quick Google search.
Yeah, see if she's had her tits out ever. I don't even feel like it with her because I hate her so much. I have been in previously, like we're talking 15 and more than that, 20 years ago. I was in a relationship where she was really fucking nasty to me, stole my money, cheated on me, used to hit me, all of that stuff. And now that I'm a fucking 41-year-old male, I'm definitely not allowed opinion on stuff like that. So what Johnny Depp is doing is fucking brilliant. He's my hero right now. He's my fucking hero because you're not allowed to fucking talk about it, man.
No,
you're not allowed to.
No,
so yeah,
he's
my hero. So yeah, I mean, he was always going to win. You know.
I mean, the thing is, he won from the social point of view, didn't he?
Huh?
He won from the social point of view because obviously the bit that damned her, whether even if he did punch her, let's say he did on an occasion, the fact that she basically was like, but I can hit you because no one's going to believe you. Yeah. Like that in itself.
Men do say to women, oh, this has got really serious, isn't it? That's the thing that abusive men do say to women. Yeah, tell people, they won't believe you. And then they're going to think bad of you. It's the manipulation. Men and women all the fucking time. You know, and it's wrong. It's completely wrong. So it's got to be wrong when she does it. That's a fuck up. That was a big fuck up on her behalf.
One comparison I can draw from the whole Amber Heard thing is I went out with someone who, ironically, looked like a female clone of me. No one told me that until we split up, and then everyone was like, you arrogant cunt. She literally looked like you, but with boobs. But she was with a woman before me. And I've been with the beard.
And no hair.
But the weird thing was the beard was just below the waist.
Oh, right, okay. Just up. Did she have no hair either?
She didn't wear trousers, basically. It was just extensions of facial hair.
But
she was really horrible. And she was really horrible because she was in a same-sex relationship, so they don't have the same boundaries like a heterosexual relationship generally does. I say generally because, as we've just found out, it happens. But it's happened a few times with other people I know where they've met someone who's come out of a relationship with someone of the same sex, and it's always been not necessarily always more abusive, but the boundaries and the lines are a hell of a lot more blurred because I wouldn't hit a woman. I'm old-fashioned. I was always told not to. Like, as much as
I'm the complete opposite. It's like, you know...
You'll whack everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I just walk down the road.
HBA wanker.
Look, Daddy, I'm riding my bike without my stabilizer.
No, I don't hit anybody. You know, it just doesn't happen. So like, I don't go in for the you mustn't hit a certain person. Don't hit anybody. I've gone for a really long time without having to hit anybody. It's quite nice, you know. I don't buy the don't hit somebody because of that sex or whatever. It's hit anybody. I think that's common sense. Don't hit anybody.
Yeah, it's
just like
no. I mean, it's one of those. If you have to hit someone, the conversation's gone wrong somewhere, right? Like you can generally.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's
like,
always up.
Goes to Nando's and like Nando's fucking food's horrible anyway.
Thank you.
Only thing I eat
Thank you. Nando's is bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. It's overpriced chicken bollocks.
Right.
I hate
The
Nando's.
only thing I eat in there is the chicken gizzards. It's the only thing I like, which is weird. I don't like organ meat much. Anyway, you go in there and you say, okay, I want it like nothing at all. Have it plain. They give you a little flag that says lemon and herb on it. You put it in your mouth and it burns.
Plain. They just give you a little French flag where you basically surrendered flavour.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like it fucking burns. I do not like spicy food. I don't like spicy food. You're not meant to eat it. Like people go, oh, we've cooked this in the ink of the squid. You're not meant to eat the ink of the squid. Why don't you go and fucking... Oh, yeah, we're going to have a nice fucking dolphin steak. We're going to eat its arsehole and shit as well. No,
oh, come on, Luke. We all like eating an arsehole every now and then.
Not from a dolphin.
You haven't lived.
Yeah, but...
I'm just looking at the comments. Are like, how did this go from airsoft to domestic violence? Quickly is how. It went quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. Somebody said Johnny Depp, and I went, I love that, man. But no, like, I mean, if you're going to wrap your mouth around a hole on a dolphin, I mean, definitely. I mean, pretty much every animal's got an arsehole, right? Not many have a blowhole. That's the one I'm putting my tongue in.
There's a Ricky. Do you like Ricky Gervais?
I do like Ricky Gervais. I don't like his TV shows, but I like his stand-up, and I like his. I like that he defends the rights of animals. You know.
Yeah, and he's very pro freedom of comedy. Yeah. It's an intention, isn't it? If you say something offensive, if your intention wasn't to offend them, then it's not offensive. They can be offended, but if you've not gone out of your way to say it. But he obviously does one of his first stand-ups was animals, wasn't it? Yeah. And that with the dolphins and the blowhole. Can we do it like that? No, it's in the hole or nothing.
No.
Ironically, though, I saw him. Me and Katie went for... I can't remember, it was a couple of years ago. We saw him in Amsterdam, and it was the first night of his new show.
Yeah.
Pile of piss. Like, so disappointed. He obviously just hadn't got into the rhythm yet because it was his first night, but we saw him in whatever the big theatre is in Amsterdam, and it was shit. I was really disappointed because I've always watched his other stuff, and he's been great. But,
I was the same. I've only seen 2 comedians live. Like, I've done some stand-up and shit myself, but, like, we actually go and see a famous comedian. I've been to see... I've completely fucking broke character now. I went to see Lee Evans, and it was obviously brilliant all the way through.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And the only other one I've seen was Gabriel Iglesias.
Okay.
And, he's fucking funny. He's brilliant. But when you see him, because you go to America and you watch fucking there's stand-up shows there, like you don't get heckling and all that kind of shit. It's kind of frowned upon. And he was not prepared for people in Bristol.
No one's prepared for people in Bristol.
Yeah. They know the end of all of his fucking stories. He did his new stuff and whatever else, but he did a lot of his old stories as well. And people would be shouting out the end of the jokes before he'd get there. And you could see he was getting really frustrated. Like, he had no idea what to do. He lost the crowd about 4 times because he's very good at verbatim reciting, but he was absolutely no good. Sorry, little big words there. He's really fucking good at telling his fucking stories.
No spontaneity.
He couldn't deal with anything spontaneous whatsoever. He had no idea. He'd see him looking over to the side and he'd see his manager going, I don't fucking know.
Best person
so we
I
were
saw.
like, screaming and chanting for him to bring his son out. He always talks about his son, his adopted son. And it's like, we were all screaming to bring his son out. And then he's like, and they're like, oh, we can't. He's at the back. We can't bring him out. We're like, no, we're all drunk. It's Bristol. And he had to go backstage and bring his fucking son out. We wouldn't fucking listen to the rest of his gig. It was a good gig, but he couldn't deal with anything at all like that. You've got to be able to roll with it. So you wanted to do planning and things to talk about for this. That's no fucking fun. I like to just fucking talk about shit and go crazy. Look, I did it. Look at that.
Now put the mag back in. Oh, does it come out? What was it? Was it just the pin had come loose and shifted down?
Just like that. So you've got to get it in there, and it's like an AK, but you've got no room. With an AK, you've got room to get in there. So if you get it in there wrong, you can't get it back out again. You've got to then fuck around and press things and pull things, and it is a dick face. We're back to fucking square one. There you go. So now we're back in one, and now you can take it out.
Yeah, that's a fucking odd one. I tell you who I saw. Me and Katie. We saw is it John Richardson, the little one who's got like OCD about cleaning. We saw him in Eastbourne, which isn't too far from me, and it was absolutely brilliant. Like I was genuinely creasing up because like he just says stuff, and I'm like, I don't relate to it. Like I'm not OCD about stuff, like a lot of the cleaning stuff, and then he'll say something about having an opinion on something, and I'm like, who's he's been talking to? And then he just comes out of a story, and you think, fuck me, I'm no longer as weird as I thought I am because I can relate. And then you remember, oh no, he's still weird, and if you're relating to him, that still makes you a bit weird.
When I was working at the mall, somebody got me on the radio on a Thursday evening about 9:30. No, probably about 8:30, I reckon. It's important, the time. The time was important. Just around the corner from the mall is a place called the Hexagon. It's a theatre. And one of the guys who worked there, Northie, he was like, hey, Luke, do you know how to get the Hexagon? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, can you come out? Because there's Jack D's out here and he's lost. I'm like, fuck off. Because I only talked about Jack D earlier on. I was like, fuck off. I go outside. And little tiny Jack D sat there in his great big fucking like Land Rover thing. And honestly, he's holding the steering wheel like this. His fingers are about that long. He's like, I know he says it in his fucking gigs and whatever, you know, you're a lot smaller than you are on TV. Oh, how big's your TV? But he really is fucking small. And so I leant in to shake his hand, and I was like, it was like literally, fucking hell, it was like a Michael Jackson clock.
I would say we've lowered the tone of the stream, but I think we started off pretty low.
It's like when you've got what was it the Jeremy Beadle clock? I would love a Jeremy Beadle clock. One big hand and one little hand. It just fucking knows. I'd fucking love that. That'd be awesome.
Speak of not so much comedy, but you strike me as someone who likes like punk and thrash and metal and stuff like that.
I don't like punk music. I like goth music. I love industrial metal.
Do you like Megadeth?
I love... No, I can't stand Megadeth. I can't stand them.
I'm not a big fan, but I did let my friend organise a trip for my like 18th or something. And my friend Adam, really nice human being, has the IQ of, I don't know, a slug that's probably taken heroin. Really nice guy, but he booked this trip to go see Megadeth and a couple of supporting bands. The supporting bands are the bands I wanted to see. But he books this trip. He just says it's in London. It ends up in Brixton, at whatever academy's in Brixton. And we go there, and we're like 2 hours late. So we see like the last 20 minutes of Megadeth, which are all the songs that I didn't know or care about. I've never been to Brixton. And as an 18-year-old dude who looked like a Taiwanese bride with long hair down to his shoulder, because I was not an attractive 18-year-old, walked out of Brixton, dressed the way we were dressed, I have never felt so threatened in my life. And I've never had it anywhere else, but coming out of metal gigs always seemed to be in the weirdest, like, most unfriendly of situations.
No, I've never had... The times I've been to Brixton, and I've never had an issue. I have it worse when I go to places like Henley. Henley needs wiping off the fucking face of the earth.
Couldn't say I've ever been there.
Don't fucking go to Henley. Like, there are 25-year-old guys wearing tweed jackets and fucking little tiny shorts and Crocs, and they've got like, the twiddly fucking moustache fucking thing, and they're walking along. And you know, my wife and I are walking through. My wife's Portuguese. In the summer, she tans really quickly, and she looks very Egyptian. She's got the Egyptian-shaped eyes and nose and things. So when she gets tanned up, and you know, they see me walking along the mohawk looking like me, and there's a lady who they're like, oh, she looks quite Egyptian. And these people, these posh cunts, were so desperately staring at us that one guy, you know, those it's like a scooter or like a little sit-on fucking trolley horse thing on a stick and the toddler's on it. Well, some guy was paying some attention, staring at us in Henley, right? But he wasn't paying attention. He pushed his kid fucking straight in the river. Now, it was funny. I'm not saying it wasn't funny, but Henley is a fucking shithole. The worst kind of human beings. The worst. Horrible people.
That's weird. Yeah. I went to Have you ever been to Norway? I've got a friend called Brad. I don't know if he's in the stream, but he lives over there. He moved over there to be with his girlfriend years ago. And I haven't really travelled that much. When I met Katie 9.5 odd years ago, she's the one who sort of got me into going on holidays. Like, I think I hadn't left the country since I was like 14 until I met her. So we were like, oh, let's go to Norway. So again, I'm not very tall. So we go to there and we get this Airbnb, and Norway's very spread out once you get out of the main city, and we were like deep in the south of it. So we're driving with us and Brad, and trying to find this Airbnb down all these roads. And we rock up, and it's on a lake, and you drive down, and there's like one big house with a back garden, about 20 children who look like hicks, like deep South America hicks, with like dungarees with like one bit on and like 5 teeth. And we were like, what the fuck have we got into? Like, are we in Norway? And then we go down, and there's this little shack right next to the river, and we're like, oh, this is, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have some concerns. We get in there, the woman comes down, she's like, oh, I'm your host, blah, blah, blah. Really, really nice. Didn't think anything of it. Go in the toilet, and the toilet is like a throne. Like, you climb up onto it. And I was like, I know they said people in Norway were tall, but tall enough that they have a toilet specifically that I have to climb. So I'm sitting on this toilet, and obviously I'm like, this is fucking weird. Like, my little legs dangling over the edge. Like, oh, how strange. Go to McDonald's the next day with Brad, and I said to him, Brad, you've been here for quite a few years. Like, was it hard to adjust to the fact these toilets are really bloody tall? And he was like, they're not. And I was like, are you shitting me? Of course they are. You're shorter than me. Like, these are tall toilets. He's like, no, my toilet in my house is fine. We go to his house. He's got a regular toilet. And I'm like, are you shitting with me? So he comes into our little Airbnb, and I show him. The cunt's lived there for 3 years and never shit or pissed outside his own house. So he's never seen the fact that their toilets are essentially thrones. And I was like, how do you, like...
You've got a thing important while you're having a shit?
It's just... I mean, it was comfortable, to be fair. Like, I felt royal, regal, even, sitting, shitting from a distance.
It makes me lower down. That's why dogs make that squatting thing when they have a shit.
Well, there's that thing you put in your toilet, isn't there, to lift your legs up so you open your arsehole more.
That's it. And you don't stand a chance of getting so many bad hemorrhoids and all that kind of stuff. Too late, you know?
We airsoft. The whole game's full of hemorrhoids.
Yeah, exactly. They smell like it.
Except everyone watching, because they're all lovely.
Yeah, yeah. Are they? Are they really? How many are watching? Is it like 7 fucking people or something?
31 currently. It's
Not
like
very good, is it?
40 something earlier.
Oh,
Someone...
40, fuck.
Yeah, we're in the big numbers.
Yeah.
Here's where everyone's like, yeah, sorry, I just misclicked and I forgot to change the tab.
Download, like, or steal from YouTube or what the fuck ever. Can I get hold of this video?
Yeah, it'll be, Facebook will put it up in shitty potato Facebook quality in a couple of hours, but it'll probably be up on YouTube in like a couple of days or so. Maybe beginning of next week, because I've got a busy week.
Let's stick it on YouTube at the exact same time. We'll see who gets the most views first.
You, absolutely you. You've got like 10 times as many as me.
Oh.
But I am 10 years younger than you, so I have got that going for me. So you might get new views, but I will probably outlive you. So swings and roundabouts.
That's a given, though, isn't it? You know,
And I've seen the way you handle stuff on your tech bench. You're gonna
quality of my life is going to be a lot better than the quality of your life.
Well, I am short, and I do live a short-hindered life, vertically challenged and all.
That's the one.
Although sad now, I don't think you're that much taller than me from what I remember.
Oh god, I'm like distinctly fucking average. I'm like fucking 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, you might be a little bit taller than me.
4 foot of fag paper.
Any other interesting questions?
Have you seen this monstrosity?
Show me. What is it? Is that... I don't know. Is that some form of... No, it's not. No, I haven't. What is that? It kind of looks like a KCO... I was going to say the bolt hand on the side, maybe KCO too. Is this the... Is this the one that you... What is it? You were comparing a gun the other day, and it was a clone versus another clone. Was it It wasn't that. It was the AGM or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. This is a PPSH, the Russian sub-gun from World War II.
But you've bastardized.
Fuck yeah.
Tell you what, though, it doesn't look out of place.
Mag, pull everything.
Have you still got that cool... the underlever?
Yeah, I've still got that. People ask about that all the time, yeah. Still got that.
Was it a KW or an A&K?
A&K.
Any good?
No.
Oh.
No. God, no. Fucking atrocious.
But it looks nice, at least.
Mine did. Mine looked alright. Considering Americans are so fucking big and tall, it is a little tiny skinny gun. It really is.
Yeah, but obviously that gun's an old gun from when they had all the processed foods and saturated fats and all that crap.
What, like yesterday?
No, the proper old school underlevers from like 18 something, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
So what is the most currently? Obviously, you're breaking your own guns there. What is the
Yeah.
most interesting gun you're working on for someone at the moment? I'm guessing the customer won't care if you share their gun because no one's going to know who they are. Unless they've penciled their name on it because they're a cool kid.
Just done an AK for somebody. Let me dig it out. Hang on. Making me fucking do things.
It's so weird being on a stream and it's just me looking at myself.
No, it's not.
I mean, it feels it. Someone's asked a question and I want you to be as brutally honest as you can. What tech work would you do on the Krytac Vector?
Me, personally, none. Absolutely nothing. I won't take them in.
And I feel like I have heard you say something about the Vectors before. Is there a particular problem or is it just you hate the gun?
Absolutely awful. They're ugly. They look like a fucking jet wash. They look like somebody's taken a DVD player and put a fucking handle on it. They're not comfortable. They're front heavy. You know, there are so many buttons to make it, useful. So the people, because I was talking to somebody the other day. This is the AK I was doing, by the way. Here you go.
I like it. I like modernish AKs. There's something about them.
Modded inside of there, look, so it's all angled and shit. Yeah, I don't hate it. We're talking about how people pick up, I can't use that gun because I'm left-handed, or I can't use that because I don't like where its button is here. I like it on this side for my thumb, and it's like, fuck off, just pick up the gun and use it. The only exception to that is the people who say that, they go, I've got all these buttons. They're like 5 mag releases and 34 selectors on a fucking Vector. And it's like, okay, well, that's all well and good. But there are so many buttons on this big block that you're holding out in front of you on this really light, tiny stock, and you're putting a suppressor on the front of it. It is the most front-heavy piece of shit ever. And there are so many buttons, there is literally nowhere to hold the fucking gun. I don't like it because it's a fucking abomination. And I like P90s and the Spice Girls.
P90s.
And so, yeah, I mean, and the way it works is fucking terrible. It's all wrong. The piston going up and down, it's absolutely wrong. And the fact it's made by Krytac, nah. It's noisy, it's aggressive. The trigger doesn't work. I won't touch them. I just won't touch them. They are absolutely abysmal.
But Luke, can you HPA it?
You can HPA anything if you want to. If you've got a pet pig, I'll fucking HPA it if you really want me to.
What was I going to say? I'll tell you, when the Vectors first come out...
George, it doesn't fucking said something there, George.
Was the...
Zippy, you can't.
A and K came out with their Vector, not called a Vector, but certainly was a Vector, didn't they?
Mod something, yeah, that was pretty abysmal.
But I'll tell you what, I was at a site, and it was genuinely better than the Krytac. Like, literally one guy bought it, turned up and put a battery in it, and it was better.
This one, the Aries was the best one, and it was shit, but it was the best one. At least the KWA blowback actually fucking worked. It was still a great big box on a stick that you have to hold out here. It's an abysmal gun, horrible gun.
There hasn't been anything new that's come out that's tickled my fancy for quite a while. The only thing that has actually is Ares. Ares. The Enfields. I do like the look of an Enfield. And the L42.
Nah, don't like it. Somebody messaged me today saying, well, I'm going to get them in. And I'm like, oh, don't you mean? And he's like, what would you do to it? I'm like, I'm putting the bin. It's an Ares and it's a World War II gun. I really don't like it.
You're not a fan of World War II stuff?
Oh, no. One of my favourite pistols is the Browning High Power. I think it's a great looking and feeling gun. I like P38s, but I prefer the sort of 60s iteration from Bond films. I like guns from the sort of 60s onwards, really. I don't like World War II kind of stuff. I don't like cowboy kind of stuff. There's just something about the people that just absolutely must have a Lee Enfield, because my fucking granddad had one or whatever the fuck. And it's like, shut the fuck up. It's such a dull gun. It's really just get a musket and fuck off up a tree.
To me, it just looks like a traditional rifle. When I think of a rifle, I think, obviously I like wood stocks.
Like a traditional rifle. When I think of a traditional rifle, that is M700. Oh, my batteries just hit 5%.
Oh well, we can call it at the end now if you want before it cuts off abruptly.
I think it's funny if it cuts off abruptly.
Well, let's just keep talking until either you shoot yourself or your battery dies. See what happens first.
The story that the guy's telling at the end of From Dusk Till Dawn, and he snuck out and he's got his knife, his bayonet, and he was killing 1, 2, 3, 4. And to this day, I don't remember. And the whole thing cuts down. You never find out the end of the story. Yeah. That bugs me. I really want to know the end of that story.
I've had a few M700s, the Tanakas, but I find them really wide gripped. Like my VSR, which is
it's like the Mark 23 it's a big chunk to hold on to. It really is.
There's a guy called Eric. He runs a company called AR Custom Stocks here in the UK. He's a cabinet maker. And I got on really well with him, and his daughter did some of my design work for the Flamingo bucking, I think, as in like the logo and shit. And I got him to make me an M40 stock, like a slim, like NARM era with the built-in cheek rest sort of thing, but really, really thin. And he done a lovely job at it, and it completely changes the sound of the rifle because there's no cavities. It's solid. The reverberation, it literally, I don't even run a suppressor anymore. I run a muzzle brake that I printed about this big.
The KJM 700. Like, I like the takedown version because it's fun, but obviously it's very inconsistent. But if you get the G&G kit you stick inside the KJM 700, that's a good little. I like that rifle.
What annoys me is you'll get the G&G replacement rubber set and throw everything away apart from the one little gasket on the bottom of the bolt, and that's like 18 quid for this tiny fucking thing. But the KJW, considering you can't really get Tanakas for a reasonable price anymore, and if you can, they're not PCS anymore, they're the new bolts. Yeah, they're a good platform, and if someone does want to HPA it or run it off CO2 and hide it in the stock, it's certainly one of the easier platforms to do it on. In fact, I think Gary Fox, who's in the chat, has one.
They're pretty fucking consistent as well. I did a KJ for somebody, and like no matter what gas I put in it, I couldn't bring it below like fucking 540 FPS on a 0.2. I was like, this is back then.
About 3.8 joules there.
Oh, exactly. But back then, no one cared about that. It was like, what's the power? 0.2 is 500 feet per second, yeah. But again, this is again before your time as before anyone fucking here's time as an airsofter. It didn't matter. No one had insurance. There were no chronos. And when you realise you start upgrading guns, there was a guy called Rich, and he's quite a good tech, and he had like Marus and APS 2s, and there was no
Marus and APS 2s.
There was no hop up inside it, so he'd run it at like 800 feet per second
just to get it to go a bit further.
Oh yeah, but so you'd get the bolt and you'd hear the gun. It was so fucking loud, and when you heard that go off, you just hit the deck because that's gonna fucking sting. You had one that was doing like, I had an APS 2 fucking 15 years ago at least, and that was doing on a 0.43 Grandmaster BB is what they're called.
Oh, Grandmasters, they were the creme de creme. They were.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was a 0.43 Digicon Target BB, the graphite ones.
What about the lovely Madball tan ones that they had? They were QC at its finest.
Yeah. Well, these Digicon Targets, they're basically graphites. You can draw them, right? So they were designed for no hop up. So this gun throwing these, we had the hop up in there. You set the hop for like a $0.million, like 10 gram BB or something, and it would hop up Digicon Target 0.43. And that on a 0.43, the FPS was like 540 on the 0.43.
It's just crazy, isn't
it? We were leaving chunks in walls with it, but back 20 years ago, no one gave a shit. That's just how you played airsoft. And the thing is, it got boring really quick. People always say, this is really dull, this is really boring. Why? Well, it's just too easy. Well, yeah, because you've got a gun that is literally a fucking air rifle, and no one cares because this is 20 years ago. I wouldn't want to go and play airsoft if you're using that. Fuck that, no way. It's just then they've started putting rules and regulations in. Thank fuck. Could you imagine that now?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's still people out there that are running that still don't really understand the rules, and you've got people that are like, oh yeah, it's 500 on a 2, and it's that's fine. Yeah. You're like, yeah, but I'm 410 on a 4.8. Like,
remember when you built that? You built one for me. It was it was one of my customers. It was the Action Army base you built, and you put I think the WASP or something inside it. You did all that stuff, made it all cool.
The T10.
Yeah.
The
first thing I did is put 0.2 in it, and I was like, dude, it doesn't work. No, you said it did like 50 feet per second. I was like, dude, it doesn't work. You're like, yes, it does. I was like, it doesn't work. He's like, okay, put 0.4s in there. I was like, we got to do it feet per second for his site, so I put a 0.2 in there. It won't work on 0.2s. Why not? And I had no concept. This is only 3 or 4 years ago. I had no
about 3 years.
Yeah, no fucking concept of how that worked. And then that's when I started thinking about, hang on a second. And that's what I do on DMR builds. I can use a lighter spring, but use a really heavy piston and shit like that. And they go to the site and they go, your gun's only doing like 370 or 360 on a fucking 0.2. And they'll get messages, it's too low powered. I'm like, Put the .36 in there, trust me.
This is
0.36.
like the whole thing I was trying to raise awareness to that was being dual efficient, not dual creeping. Like you creep to where you need to get to. That's making your system efficient. If you can put less stress on all of your components by changing one component that only interacts with an opponent designed to be battered like a cylinder head, why wouldn't you want to use a fucking M120 instead of an M150? You'd be fucking mad not to.
That's why my builds are, my general go-to. The only real go-to I've got is, generally speaking, I like to have, whether it's a 13-1, 16-1, I like to have a 12-tooth. I knock off 4 teeth from the sector gear, 2 from the front, 2 from the back. I just scratch that fucking bit where I smack myself in the fucking face with the bipod. That hurt.
For those that missed that, Luke is referring to this delightful video.
Yeah, here we go again. So yeah, what was I saying? I forgot now. It's like I've been hitting the head or something.
Maybe you have a concussion.
Maybe.
Here's where you walk away from the camera and you just realise you've got no fucking trousers on.
This is terrible. I take 2 teeth off the pickup side, 2 teeth off the release side, and use an M120 spring. And generally speaking, you can go without a MOSFET or anything like that with active brake, because the spring pressure is enough that 11.1 means it probably won't double tap in semi. And, if you're using anything else like a 370mm barrel, your volume's perfect. It's fucking perfect. So
volume is another thing people don't get.
Yeah.
Like, I want a 510mm barrel in my M4. Oh, you mean the one that's got the ported gearbox and next to no fucking volume for that 4 you're trying to send down the barrel?
I had a TM M401 Riz, and I had a 700 and something millimeter in a barrel, and I had the original cylinder, the original gears, the original cylinder head, everything, and I had like a fucking M160 spring. And I couldn't get that fucking thing over 300 feet per second. And I was like, what? Why is this happening? But we're talking this is like nearly year 2000. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
You still I had I think it was a Spetsnaz Arms actually. A Spetsnaz Arms. Spetsnaz. And it was one of their like M16 SPR typey things. And obviously that had like a 510mm inner. And I was expecting to at least have a full cylinder. Fucking didn't. It had a Type D or a Type C or whatever it's bloody called.
That fucking RPK, the LC RPK that I dushed my face with. The barrel on that is fucking massive. It's a huge barrel, and even with a full cylinder, that's not enough volume. It's not. I didn't take the gun. I didn't have to take the gun apart. It was I was sorting out feeding issues and shit like that. It was a quick, cheap job, so I didn't have to take the gearbox apart. And like literally, the spring inside there, I reckon it's probably an M110, and it's getting around like the 0.9 joule mark and a 0.25. And that's fine for the UK and full auto, that's all right. But it's like, well, if it had the shorter barrel, that thing's going to be clocking fucking 1.3 joule easy. It's just a length. Fucking too long. Way too long.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things that people just don't know it, because the people that are out there talking about upgrades and what the best to buy and this is the bestest and this is the bestest are generally people trying to flog shit.
Doesn't exist. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't exist. What's my go-to piston?
Fucking R-hops. Suck my dick.
Oh, I know. I fucking know. And now, the thing is, when I first started cunting that shit out, people were always really, really angry at me for it. And now the same people parrot the things I was saying because the Mr. Hop rubbers come out. Oh, that scene's dead now. You ain't got to do that anymore. You'll find it's probably fucking pointless below fucking it's 2 joules anyway. And it's like, you're the same motherfuckers who used to really go, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, really?
All those fancy rubbers, like my Flamingo, the Maple Leaf, all of them. My Flamingo is the size it is because it needs to do 2 things. It needs to touch enough of the BB at the top to center it, and enough of it lengthwise to apply hop.
Yeah.
You can't magically make a hop rubber like this shape with a BB like that and assume that you're going to apply hop here and here. Like, of course you're fucking not. You need a patch that's just there. And for all the R-hop people, Tanaka were the first fucking people to do it. You look at a Tanaka rifle, do you know what it had? It had a separate sealing component, and it had a barrel that had a hole in it.
What rifle are you talking about? Because before that, Maruzen's PPKs had that patch.
Yeah, loads of them did.
drilled a hole in it, and there's a little patch with a ball bearing, and that's got to be fucking 1996, 1997.
Yep, Maruzen did it. Tanaka did it. Maruzen had it in the APS2 when they did the SV version, or sport version, or superior version, whatever they called it.
It didn't work properly. And you always hear the same thing. Oh, yeah, but you've got to be using like heavy ammo for it to work, otherwise it overhops.
Heavy ammo didn't exist. It was 2.8s.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm talking about nowadays, you know, you've stretched a piece of material into the fucking chamber of the gun. You know, if you've done it wrong, you should be able to have 0 hop. And if that is the correct way of doing an R-hop patch, you should be able to have it so that the BB is held by the original rubber's lips, and it will still, if you push it past, it will roll down the barrel. If it doesn't just roll down the barrel, your patch is too fucking tight, which means, yeah, you've got to use heavy ammo because your patch is too fucking tight. Tell people that just 2 years ago. Even
the only reason people like it is because people charge silly money for it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think we discussed that in the past as well. It's easy money. It's easy money for a piece of fucking...
If you want to do it yourself, if you want to save £8 on buying a flamingo or a maple leaf or a modify, and you've got shit lying around to make it, do it. It's a very cheap DIY upgrade. Is it 35 quid's worth of upgrade? No. No, it's not.
And what is it? They always put a Promi Purple flat hop rubber around it. Why does it matter? You've sealed it. You've sealed it with fucking patch. You've sealed it. Why does it matter if it's a Promi one? You could have a shitty fucking... something out of a JG found on the floor. It doesn't matter as long as it holds the BB and it's sealed it. It doesn't matter. And they've got people, you have to glue the sides. You have to glue the front. Don't use any glue.
Oh, that's the change, isn't it? You sellotape it. No. Glue it. No. If you do it well, it should just sit there. Wait there. So you expect something to sit in place while it's being shot at, moved, under pressure from about 3 angles, but it won't move because you defy physics.
It's nonsense. It's absolute bollocks.
Maybe we should just stop what we're doing and just do R-hops. What do you do, exactly. R-hops?
Nothing but R-hops.
Just R-hop. I wake up, R-hop.
What do? I charge an extra £50 to polish the inside of your barrel. Because you spend all that money. Oh, don't. Fucking hell. Oh, sitting there, polishing the inside of a barrel for an hour, charging 40 quid like that.
So all you do is work smarter. Just tie that rod to your wrist, go check if any celebrities have done any lewd stuff, and you'll fucking polish that barrel in about 3 minutes.
Down the third person. Yeah. You know? It's bollocks. It's such bollocks. But, you know, that's fine. And the thing is, people don't get... I've probably covered this in my videos before. They don't understand because it's like, well, you know, I've got an R-hop patch inside my gun. The guy installed it, and now I'm getting fucking 80 metres out of it. I didn't before. Okay, what did you have before? Oh, I had a standard fucking... Not even a fucking rotary. One of those really old school M16 hop units with a standard JG rubber. And he hadn't set his hop up either, you know?
That sounds about right.
I was only getting like 10 or 15 metres since I had the R-hop.
That's the other thing. Like, people upgrade before they know what their performance is.
Yeah, you need to know. You need that benchmark. You need to know what it was doing before. This is why I say to people,
ammo.
I won't take your money. If you are brand spanking new at the sport, and you know, I want the best gun I can. I've got all this money to spend. There are people out there that take your fucking money. That's no problem. But now I've found that people lie to me. Oh, I've been playing for a couple of years. Okay, I'll take your gun on. Then you find out it's their first gun. They've just bought it, and it's like, great, you're going to break this. You're going to break this. Yep. Don't lie. You're going to waste your money. You're going to waste your money. You're going to break it.
Or when people watch a video and do it themselves, like I'm fine with snipers, gas sniper, even GBBR rifles. I'm fine with. But I know I suck at AEGs. I have shaky crack hands. I can't hold the springs. I look at it and I go, there's too many components. I don't like it. So I would, obviously I still, when I have some disposable cash, because I already know I've spoken to you, it's not cheap, for no other reason than I just want the fucking gun, I still want a PSG one. And I know I've been pestering you for years. When I've got the money to just throw away, I am going to get a fucking PSG one.
Buy the VFC. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful.
Well, the GBBR.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it does. It looks good, but even at trade, they're pricey.
Yeah.
And the mags, if you can find them, pricey. Yeah. Are they any good though? Like, would they use?
Yeah. And that's the thing. I thought you hated VFC. I hate most things VFC, but the fact remains, the HK45 CT pistol is astounding, and so is the full-size HK45. It's fucking astounding. And the gas MP5s, the new versions, they're all right. The old ones suck, and I've got 8 of them. They suck. They look amazing. The G3, fucking brilliant. Really, 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 really good. really good.
I have.
And the PS2 is the same gun. It's brilliant. It's so fucking good. You have to accept the fact that it's a gas blowout rifle. It's never going to be as accurate as somebody with HPA or a bolt action rifle. It's not going to be able to do that kind of shit. But if you're sitting there doing the role properly as a sniper and firing one shot every so often, you know, you are. It's a fucking good gun. It's really good.
Do they
really
take
good.
VSR barrels and buckins, or do they use the proprietary hop?
No, it's all the same as normal VSR shit. They're really good, but it doesn't come with a scope, and you need that PSG-1 scope. And the only way to get that is to buy a TM PSG-1 with the scope on.
Is it Tasco?
Yeah.
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 I was so
And
good.
I scopes, but I sold them all, I think. Which is why I've not bought the GBBR. As much as I want one, I love it. It's way too expensive, but fucking hell, it's so beautiful and so heavy and so great. I've got the wood pistol grip, so I've got a real Heckler & Koch pistol grip for when I get that gun, but I need that fucking scope. I'm not buying that gun until that scope is, I need a mint condition scope, so I can put it on my shelf and go, look, that's fucking £1,200 worth of gun I've got right there now. I'm never going to use it.
£900 of it's the scope.
Well, the thing is, you can buy the whole TM for, what are they, like 450, 500 quid?
Yeah.
And take the scope and then just sell the fucking PSG-1 and accept the fact that you might be able to sell the whole gun for 250 because they're crap. But you've got the correct looking scope.
This is the problem. I had one years and years and years ago when I first started because I wanted it because I played Metal Gear Solid, and the person I bought it off said it was missing a few parts. And what they should have said was, I've lost all the V2 or V2.5, whatever fucking gear, V7 or whatever it was, gearbox, but I've got a bore-up kit.
Or V5.
Yeah,
Four.
you've got a bore-up kit, but I have lost half the parts of the bore-up kit. And the Systema bore-up kit was fucking, one, you couldn't find it, and if you could, it was extortionate.
200 quid.
And you couldn't buy the original, just the PSG. Well, as you know, TM are very shit at making spares. I mean, if you're lucky, you can find them online sometimes, and Eagle 6 sometimes get them. So I end up just selling it to someone else for what I paid for it, with the honesty that it's missing everything internally, but if you've got the spares, it's a very cheap base gun. And then ever since, I've just always looked and thought, I'll get one. I'll stop buying 20 VSRs and I'll get one. I'll stop buying 30 VSRs, I'll get one. I'll ask Luke 2 years running if he can make me one. I'll get one. Eventually I'll get one.
It's so crap. You leave it standard, it's all right. It's okay. But it's really sluggish. It's got an auto pre-cocking thing going on. It's really crap. It's not good. And it's flimsy as fuck and it creaks. But it fucking looks lovely. Everyone keeps going about the... obviously, I love Metal Gear. And everyone knows Sniper Wolf and the
yes.
It's, do you know where I saw it first? It's not even Lethal Weapon. It's not even Riggs has got one Lethal Weapon. I didn't see that because I was too young when it came out. I was only fucking 5 when it came out. Knight Rider. Heckler & Koch paid Knight Rider, the production, to have an entire Heckler & Koch stand with PSG-1s being used as an advert in Knight Rider. That's where I first saw it. I remember it so well. So when I see a PSG-1, my brain is Trans Am. I can see Trans Am shape when I look at a PSG-1. It's just, it links up in my mind. And that's why I fucking love it. And obviously, Lethal Weapon's my second favourite film. I fucking love that. So it's like, those are two things I get it from. So, and I love Metal Gear, but fucking hell.
See, that's what got me the SOCOM. That was originally, before I did sniping, I just had the SOCOM. Just because it was out before KWA or KWC, whoever it was, had the full-size gas blowback one.
KSC had them in 19...
And the FAMAS. One of my first guns was a FAMAS. Some shitty little spring thing. Sold to me as an AEG, and I got it, and it was like... Because obviously the cocking handle's at the top, so you're like... trying to cock it. Yeah. Or you're like that, and it's just like... in the face.
I fucking love the FAMAS as well, but again, that's a Metal Gear thing. I love FAMAS because of that.
Didn't Cybergun release another one like 2 years ago that's got a MOSFET and everything in it already?
You see that picture right there on your screen?
Is that what that is, the Cybergun one?
Yeah, Cybergun. And I completely gutted it, and I've run it on micro switches and fucking all these crazy little MOSFETs that only I've got. You know, they run on these fucking things.
Okay.
You know, and yeah, it's a beast. It's a fucking beast. I keep getting messages from the guy saying, "Yeah, Morfield pissed off at you, Luke." All day, all people are hearing is that fucking FAMAS. Fucking FAMAS. You don't get hit once, you get hit 3 times. Fucking FAMAS. It's got to be too powerful. It's like, no. You've even got the original fucking rubber and barrel in there that's fucking Cybergun put in there. It's just set up properly, you know? No, it's something about Metal Gear and the guns they use is something I don't know.
It's because it wasn't mainstream. Like they didn't use any. There was no ARs, no AKs really. Like even like from the old games, because obviously it's a NES game originally, isn't it?
Yeah.
NES,
Yeah.
Game Boy,
It's
SNES.
It's a fucking hard NES game.
Fuck yeah, I love Metal Gear. I actually just
really-
played Phantom Pain for the fucking
I'm
1000th
still
time.
playing. I'm playing it again now. In fact, I'm looking at the clock going. I'm gonna go fucking play that shit in a minute.
Such a good game.
I get to the end, and they get to that one mission where the
It
bad
hurts me
guy-
because it's clearly fucking
Fire.
unfinished.
yeah, it's complete. You can't ever finish it exactly.
Is that a
but
young
there's
liquid
that one
snake?
scene. What?
Is that a young liquid snake? Is it? Of course it fucking
No, it's
is.
Big Boss.
No,
Big
you.
Boss.
What? No, you are Big Boss. Well, you're Big Boss's
Yeah.
padre. No, the young kid. Clearly, that's Liquid
Oh, right.
Snake.
Yeah.
Clearly. But yeah,
I
that,
just Sutherland thing. Nah. Has to be David Hayter. If it's not David Hayter, what's the fucking point? You
yeah,
know?
because that isn't
Well,
off.
speaking of it, they've hired Kiefer Sutherland for the fucking thing. All he does is make sounds. Ugh. Oh. Oh, great! You've earned your fucking paycheck. Christ on a bike. I'd have done it for free. I'd have done David Hayter for fucking free. Ask me to do my. Oh no! Don't make me do my snake. Please don't make me do it. You know. Don't make me do. Oh, shall I do my snake?
Do
Is
it.
that
Do
Oh,
it.
I-
The crowd wants it, Luke.
The thing is, I try and say things that are not quite snake to see if it still works. I also found out I can do Leon from the original Resident Evil 2. I don't know how. I figured out I can do that as well. My snake's pretty good. It's no problem. You got to
Crab.
find that. What's that?
Crab. Do you remember
Crab,
Crab from Snake Eater? When you go to stab the crab and the crab stabs you.
I've never done that. I've never done that.
There's loads of things. It goes crab alert, and the crab just pinces
I've
you.
never tried that. I do spend a lot of time in Metal Gear 2 shooting at the seagulls, so that fucking
And phoning
so
Rose.
the Colonel comes up on the fucking on his nanos and he goes, "Do you really enjoy abusing small animals?" And it's like, yes,
Do you remember on Metal Gear on PlayStation? Like
field man, I don't understand.
that blew my mind when you're playing against Psychomantis, and it's like, I know what you've been playing, and you're like, what the fuck? It's like, and then he copies you, and you have to put the controller in the other port. Or when you do the hammering the torture, and then Naomi phones you, and she's like, put the controller on your arm, and it vibrates, and you're like, oh.
But then they do that. They say, don't use auto fire. Oh no, and you're like, he's setting an auto fire, just pulsing it, going, he doesn't know. He's lying. He doesn't fucking know. Metal Gear was so fucking good, wasn't it?
It was just so advanced as well. Like such a simple premise, but like, and the storytelling is very out there and political, and but it's brilliant.
Yeah. Take your cock out of me, Icon. Don't do that. I'm trying to sleep.
And it's got the best soundtrack of like any game I've ever played.
Yeah. Like if I go down for a cup of water or whatever in the middle of the night, I'm there going meh, 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 meh. Peter Griffin should do the alert music, shouldn't he?
That would be brilliant.
Meh, meh, meh. Meh, meh, meh.
Do you ever play the Japanese one where it's like Nani? When you get alerted.
Scooby Doo. Hang on a second.
What? No, he goes. They go Nani? Do you not remember that? That was like a big old fucking meme because it just didn't translate. So that
You just definitely did Scooby Doo. That's
I
what
might
you
have.
just.
I am very tired.
Is what you did. I'm tired as well, but I still recognise Scooby Doo when I fucking hear it. This ain't Scooby Doo, motherfucker.
Could be. People don't. If people want it.
Somebody sent me a brilliant meme of what's the name of the guy with the blonde hair in Scooby Doo? What's his fucking name?
Shaggy.
Fred.
Fred's the
guy with blonde hair. Yeah. When Velma's bending over and you can see her jinky.
That's such a like.
Realize what jinky is. Jinky's what a mystery. Fucking hell. Okay, Scoob.
It's fun. Like obviously, as a kid, you watch a lot of shit, but Scooby Doo is one of those things. People talk about it, and I just go, that to me is the childhood cartoon that when it come on, I thought I don't really like cartoons.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was one of my favourite children's shows because I was like 6 when it came out. There was nothing like it.
I was 16, 17 when that came out.
Yeah, but that's because you're old as fuck. We've established that quite early on in the stream.
Yeah. But that means I was there when Knight Rider was on telly. Your battery is running low.
Oh
dear.
Well, I think we are going to have to call it a one because this is going to be a long old fucking
Oh,
stream.
I should be finished over a fucking hour ago. My wife's going to be fucking furious at me. She's made dinner.
I'll be cooking my own dinner because I'm a real
I'll
man.
make that fucking snake fucking sound as it's dying. Ugh.
Right. Well, I suppose thank you for coming on. I think it's been a good stream. We've had a laugh. People have been chatting. We've pretty much neglected and ignored them the whole way through, but they stayed, so joke's on them. There's going to be so many clips of this. Just out of context sound like Amber Heard. Nudes. Brilliant. Johnny Depp, love that man.
Johnny Depp, fuck him.
Or Amber Heard, snake.
Snake.
Well, but yeah, thank you for coming on.
No
the video
problem.
will be up on Facebook. As I said, like, however long Facebook takes to fucking shit itself and put it on potato quality, but I'll put it on YouTube. And yeah, if you want a copy of it, I'll stick it on a Google Drive and you can download it. But hopefully I can pull some clips out of it.
You know how, for people know that I don't do technology. He had to really baby me into figuring out how the fuck a Discord works and what it does. And you've just said a what drive?
Google Drive.
Google Drive.
It's a place in the cloud
If
where you can
it
put
on
things.
YouTube, why would I put things in the fucking sky? The only time you put things in the sky is when you'll make a sex tape and have it leaked, all right? The only reason you put things in the sky. What you do is you'll put it on YouTube and I'll get a legal downloader and I'll just fucking rip it.
Oh yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
It's a lot easier. That's what everyone does to my videos. They take them out of fucking context. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, thank you very much, and thank you everyone else in the stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed it.
Goodbye.
And yeah, have a good one, and speak to you guys later. Bye bye.